What is going on, guys? It is BlueZombie71 or Matthew back with another video. Now, today I have just sort of a different video. I think that this is quite a special video, and I wanted to do this. I wanted to compile this. So basically what this is going to be, earlier this morning as I recorded this, Mr. T Lexify uploaded a video called Every Zombies Map Ranked from Worst to Best, and I personally really enjoy these videos that other YouTubers have done, and I wanted to sort of take my own taste on this, but I wanted to make this video dedicated to those guys because I love them. Mr. T Lexify, Chucky, MC Sports Talk, The Smith Plays, and Lonely Mailbox are some of my favorite YouTubers, and I just love their work, and I just wanted to make this special video for them. If they ever see it, I have no idea. But anyways, this is going to be every map in Zombies and what the Z House as a whole thinks of it. Now basically what they did was they went, each guy went through their favorite maps, and they said, and like they went through a place, like, I don't know, 20th place. They said their 20th favorite map. So what I did was I went through and I watched that video, and I wrote down on a spreadsheet, I wrote down every map and all the guys' names at the tops and what place they had ranked every map. And then what I did was I added up all the numbers. So I'm just going to give you guys an example of Knocked. So for Lex, it was his 16th, Chucky, it was his 17th, Matt was 20, Pat was 10, and Jack was 13. So it added up to 76. Now basically, obviously the lower numbers are going to be the better maps, because if they put them in at like first or second place, the lower numbers will obviously be the better maps. So I just wanted to, I added all the numbers up that they put, and let's see what the Z House thinks as a whole. So what I'm going to tell you guys what place they came in, and I'm going to tell you how many points they got, and I'm just going to sort of put in my own 2 cents on what I think, if this is how I personally think that this should go. So let's just get right into it. I hope the guys see this video, and I hope that you guys enjoy it. So let's get right into it. So the number 21 map is going to be Transit. Now I'm going to tell you guys what the guys put in for their own personal. Oh, sorry about that. And so let's get into it. So Transit, Lex had it as 21st, Chucky had it as 20th, or no, 21st again, sorry. And then Matt put it in at 17th, Jack put it in at 15th, and Pat was generous and put it in at 13th. So overall the map got an 87. So this map, I totally agree, Transit should be at the very bottom. I mean, when two of the guys, Lex and Chucky, put it in at 21, and Matt, Matt puts it in down low, so does Jack. Pat's a little more generous, but when they all put it in so low, this map is obviously going to come in at number 21, and I totally agree with that. Number 20 is going to be Die Rise. Now, Die Rise, Lex and Pat put it in at 19, Matt put it in at 18, Jack put it in at 16, and Chucky put it in at 11. And the total score for that was an 83. And again, I agree, I hate Die Rise. I can totally see why they put this map so low. And I totally agree with that because, oh, what is happening? Anyways, Die Rise, it's a piece of crap. I mean, let's be honest. Number 19, the lowest Black Ops 3 map we had is Zetsubo. So, Chucky put it in at 20, Matt and Pat put it in at 16, and Jack and Lex were a little more generous at 14. And I could see why, is because I think Lex and Jack, I think they were trying to put a lot of the Black Ops 3 maps up there, and I agree with that, but not for Zetsubo. I totally agree that Zetsubo should be in at the number 19 spot, and it got a total of 80, Die Rise at 83. If I said 80, I meant 83 for Die Rise. But yeah, Zetsubo comes in at number 19. Now coming in, two maps tied for 17th, so there's no 18th place. So for 17th place, we have, our first spot is going to be Shino Numa. Now, Shino Numa was 18th place for Chucky, 17th for Lex, 15th for Pat, 14th for Matt, and 12th for Jack. And it got a score of 76. And Shino Numa is not one of my favorite maps. I don't really enjoy playing that map that much, and I can agree that it comes in at 17. And the other 17th spot goes to Knocked. Matt put it in at 20th, Chucky put it in at 17th, Lex 16th, Jack 13th, and Pat more generous at 10th. And I sort of agree with Pat on that one. And I don't think that Noct should be in at 17. I think that Noct deserves higher because it brought in, it was basically it was the first map in all of Zombies, and I think that it deserves a little bit better than 17th place, and it got another total score of 76. Next, we have at number 16, we have Gouraud. Chucky and Matt put it in at 19, Pat put it in at 18, Lex put it in at 15, so it was doing bad, but Jack for some reason put it in at number 4, and it got a total score of 75. Now, I do not agree with Jack on that one. Gouraud is one of the, I'd even honestly put it lower than 16. I'd honestly put it down to like 18 or 19, to be honest. I hate Gouraud so much, and I agree with the rest of the guys for putting it down in the very lower spot, so it came in at number 16. Number 15, we have Nuketown Zombies. Now, Nuketown, Jack and Lex put it in at 20, Matt and Chucky put it in at 15, and Pat put it in at number 4. And Pat, I love you, but I don't agree with this map being at number 4. I think that Nuketown is, I think exactly what Lex said. He said it was a multiplayer map, and I don't really think it's good for zombies. It had a couple of good guns on it, like the M27, LSAT, but it didn't really have any wonder weapons, and it got a score of 74, so it came in at number 15. Number 14 was Revelations. Now, Revelations got a 19 from Jack, a 13 from Lex, a 12 from Pat, a 10 from Chucky, and a 9 from Matt. And it got a total score of 63. And I honestly don't really agree with this spot either. I think that Revelations is honestly I'd say maybe top 7 or 8. I mean, I like Revelations. I can see why some of them put it down lower in the list, but I personally think that Revelations should be a little bit higher on that list. 13, we have Shangri-La. Now, this seemed to be a very divided map between the guys, as Pat put it in at number 21, Lex at 18, and Chucky at 16. And I agree with Lex, Chucky, and Pat on that one. But for some reason, I don't know why, but Matt put it in at number 5, and Jack put it in at number 1. And that might be one of the only maps where it's the favorite for one and least favorite for the other, because Pat put it in as least favorite, Jack put it in as his favorite. And it got a score of 61, but I do not really agree with that pick. I think that Shangri-La should be a lot further down, probably at least number 19, 20, or 21, I would say. Number 12, we have Ascension. Ascension was given a 17 by Pat, which I agree with, but the other guys seemed to like it more. Matt gave it 11, Jack gave it 10, and Lex and Chucky gave it both 9s. And Ascension got a score of 56, and it is okay. I mean, it's really not one of my favorite maps of all time, and I would probably put it lower, but maybe around 16 or 15, I would say. But I sort of agree with Pat when he put it in at 17. I'd say maybe around there would be good. Okay, again, we have a tie for number 10, so there will be no number 11. We have a tie for number 10. Our first one is going to be Shadows of Evil. Now, this map was sort of also divided. Jack gave it a 21, so Jack said that this map didn't feel like Zombies, and he just did not like it at all because it was really complicated. And I can sort of agree with that, but at the same time, I can sort of agree with the other guys when Chucky gave it a 12, Matt gave it a 10, and Lex and Pat gave it a 6. I wouldn't say it's number 6, but I would definitely say it's top 10. I mean, Shadows is a great map, and I would put it up in the top 10, and it is in the top 10. But I can also sort of see why Jack didn't like this map very much. So it got a score of 55. Our other number 10 spot goes to the map 5. Now 5 was again sort of mixed. It was given a 21 by Matt, saying that this map was absolutely garbage. It was given a 13 by Chucky, a 9 by Pat, a 7 by Lex, and a 5 by Jack. And I would put this map way down at the bottom. I definitely agree with Matt on this one, and I would put it probably down at number 16, 17, 18, somewhere around there. and it got a score of 55, also tying with Shadows. Coming in at number 9, we have Buried. Now, Buried was given a 17 by Jack, a 14 by Chucky, an 11 by Lex, a 7 by Pat, and a 3 by Matt. And I would probably agree with Pat on this one at a number 7 placement, as this map got a score of 52. And I think Buried can get a little bit better than 9. I think that 9's a little bit... I think that's not really good for Buried. I think that it should be up just a little bit higher, but number 9 is pretty good. Maybe you could just give it a little bit more. Number 8, and I totally agree with this number 8 spot, we have Moon. Now, Moon was loved by some, hated by others. Pat gave it a 20, Lex gave it a 12, Jack gave it an 8, Chucky gave it a 5, and Matt gave it a 4. Now, my opinion on Moon has changed. I used to hate Moon back in the days of Black Ops 1. I used to think that it was a terrible map. But honestly, I actually like Moon now. I think it's a good map. And I think maybe, again, it might even come higher than number 8. Maybe like number 6, I would say. It got a 49, which is pretty good. But I think that Moon is honestly a good map, and I agree with number 8. Number 7 is Keno. Now, Keno was given a 14 by Pat, a 13 by Matt, an 8 by Lex, 7 by Chucky, and a 6 by Jack. And I like Keno. It got a score of 48, and I like Keno. But honestly, I think Keno is an overhyped map. I think that it's 7. I think 7 might be a little bit too generous to give Keno. I'd maybe put it at number 11 or 12. I think that Keno is a good map, and I like playing Keno. I just think that it is a little bit overhyped. But, I mean, I didn't come up with this. The guys came up with this. I just compiled them together. So, yeah. Number 6, we have Riese. Now, Riese was given a 11 by Pat, a 10 by Lex, a 7 by Jack, and a 6 by both Chucky and Matt. Now, Riese, I think that number 6 is a good place for Riese. It got a score of 40. I used to think that Riese was probably in my top 3 or 4, but I honestly think Riese, I don't like it as much as I used to. I still love it, but I think that number 6 is a perfect spot for Riese. Number 5, we have Call of the Dead. Now, Call of the Dead was given a 12 by Matt, it was given an 8 by Pat and Chucky, and it was given a 2 by Lex and Jack. Now, Call of the Dead got a score of 32, and I honestly don't think Call of the Dead deserves number 5. I don't really like this map very much. I think it deserves to be lower down on the list. I mean, it's okay, but there are a lot of really annoying things about this map, like George, the wonder weapons, the fog. Call of the Dead's not bad, but I don't think it's good enough for number 5. Number 4, we have Mob of the Dead. Now, Mob of the Dead was given an 11 by Jack. I don't even know why he would give it an 11. I don't think that's good enough for Mob. It was given a 7 by Matt, a 4 by Lex, 3 by Chucky, and a 2 by Pat. And I think that Pat is right about this one. It was given a 27, but I think that Mob of the Dead should be in the number 2 spot. There's just so many great things about that map. You know, the wonder weapon is really cool. The setting, the storyline. Mob is such a cool map, and I think it might deserve just a little bit better than number 4. I put it in either my second or third spot. Coming in at number 3, we have Origins. Now, Origins probably would have been the number 1 spot if it hadn't been for one member of the house. Now, Pat put it in at number 1. And I totally agree with that. Origins is my favorite map, and I would have loved to see it at number 1. And Pat put it in at number 1. Lex gave it a 3. Chucky and Matt gave it a 2. So it would have been at number 1. But Jack, I don't understand what he did here. He gave it an 18. I don't know why he gave it an 18. I think the Origins is a great map. And all the guys put it in at their top 3, except for Jack put it in at 18. So it got a score of 26, giving it 3rd place. I think the Origins is probably number 1, but I mean, everyone's got their own opinion, so I can respect Jack for it. Coming in at number 2, we have Gouraud Krovi. Now, Gouraud was given an 8 by Matt, a 5 by Pat, a 4 by Chucky, a 3 by Jack, and a 1 by Lex. Now, I can see how Lex thinks this is a great map. It's probably one of the best maps in all of Zombies. I'd say objectively, I would put it in the top 5. But personally, I would probably put this map maybe in the top 10. I mean, Gouraud is okay to me. It's not one of my favorites. I do like the map, but I think that number 2 might be a little bit too generous for Gouraud. But I guess a lot of the guys in the house liked it, so I had to put it in at number 2. And coming in at the number 1 spot, the best map given by the Z House, and I would put this map definitely in my top. Definitely my top 3, and it is Der Eisendrache. Der Eisendrache was given a 9 by Jack, a 5 by Lex, a 3 by Pat, and 1 by Chucky and Matt. It was given a score of 19, and Der Eisendrache is, I love that map. I can respect why they put it in at number 1, why Chucky and Matt put it in at number 1. I think that Der Eisen is a great map, but I would probably put it in at my personal number 2 or 3. But I love Der Eisendrache. I think it's great that they put it in at their number 1, and I can totally respect that. Der Eisendrache is a great map, and I would say it deserves number 1. But anyways, I hope that you guys enjoyed this sort of different video than what I usually do. I was watching that video this morning, and this thought just came to me. I'm like, it would sort of be cool to just see what the order would be for all of these maps, and I hope that maybe some of the guys at the house will see this and maybe leave a like or something on the video. But I hope that you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys agreed with it. But anyways, thank you so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.